Good evening, everyone. I'm here with my wonderful wife, Laura.
Hello.
And we're here to just take a quick look at and review of the Monopoly Australia Community Relief Edition.
Yes, so we, a little while ago, a few months ago now, did the jigsaw puzzle version that came out alongside this one, actually.
Yes, so the jigsaw puzzle and this were both released, and I think portions of the sales go to the Australian Community Relief Fund.
Yes, so it was $5 from every board game sold, and I think $3 from the jigsaw puzzles went towards it. Australia's had some rough natural disasters and things the last couple of years.
You could say that.
Yeah. So what you're seeing across the front of the box, these images were all actually part of the puzzle, because the puzzle was of this board.
So yeah, if you want to see that, we'll probably link it below and you can take a look at that. Mm-hmm. There are the pieces. We obviously haven't opened this yet, which we will in a moment.
Yes, this is going to be our first look at it. We got this from Big W in Australia. I think they're clearing them out.
Yeah, it was 15, I think, down from like 49. They were clearing out the Movember ones for 5 too, if you're lucky enough to score one.
Yeah, very lucky. So this board here with the image in the middle was the exact same as the puzzle, but we haven't seen kind of the other parts, like the money I'm just having a look at here. Looks quite interesting.
And the pieces look different as well.
Yeah.
It says Australians have had a tough year, whether it be financial, environmental, health related, simply adapting to changes. So,
yeah. I mean, not that the rest of the world hasn't had a rough run.
Yeah. Was it our bushfires? Our flooding? Which one are we going to go for?
We've had both. Yeah. All right. So let's bust into it for the first time.
Did you get into it?
Yes, sort of.
Yeah.
Sometimes the plastic comes off easy, and sometimes
it
not
doesn't.
so much. Yeah. Here we go. So as far as we know, this version doesn't play any differently to regular Monopoly, just gives you a different aesthetic to look at.
Is that pretty worn? Is that like up in the corner there?
No, kind of. But it was still in plastic, so that's really weird. Alright, let's have a look at the part we could already see.
Our tokens, which are taped down.
No. Oh, yep, they're taped down both sides.
Alright.
How about we have a look at that board first while Nathan gets into those? Okay, so it's one of the square boards. Which way are we? Let's go. Let's start at go, shall we? So again, if you haven't seen the jigsaw puzzle, it is identical.
It's weird seeing it not in puzzle form.
I know, I'm like, why am I picking this up? It's going to fall into pieces. Oh, wait. Alright, so we start here at go. We have a lot of Australian locations, of course.
How do you pronounce that one?
Queanbeyan. So the community chest and chance actually do stay the same. We then have donate here instead of the tax one. And instead of the train stations, we have federal highways. Well, that's the federal highway, but...
There are the highways.
Highways,
yes.
or freeways, yes.
Top trumps.
Yeah, yes. So there's, I think, a
bonus card
in here. Yep. Let's move around. Some more locations. Instead of our utilities, we've got the wildlife conservation here.
Another highway.
Yep, moving down.
Obviously free parking is identical.
Look. It's hard to move these ones that are in quarters. They want to just bend every way.
Cooper Petey.
Here we have free parking, as we said, is the same, and chance and everything along there.
With the habitat restoration instead of the water. Or is that yeah, it's a water. The other one's the electricity.
Oh, I can't remember which location is which, to be honest. Go to jail is the same. More locations around Australia here.
There are some nice looking places in Australia, isn't there?
There sure are.
As long as you avoid the spiders and snakes, you're good.
And then we have a volunteer here instead of the tax. So yeah, in the middle.
Hey, don't you come from Gippsland?
I sure do, yeah, or Mayfair. Alright, so we've got...
You mentioned the volunteer, didn't you?
I did, yep. Yes. So we've got a lot of images of locations around Australia here, and then there's kind of just a slightly faded area here and here where the cards go.
So the tokens,
yes, you rescued them.
It's really nice. So we have the Sydney Harbour Bridge, or what I assume...
Well, the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
It doesn't want to focus. Please.
Doesn't want you to see it.
Hang on. There we go. So there we go. That's not going to stand up ever.
Oh, I think it will. It's just quite thin.
Is that a helmeted honey eater, possibly?
I
think it might be.
Is it? Kind of looks like a kookaburra, but from back here.
It's possible. It's one of those ones. The beak's a bit thin and long, though.
Does it say? Sometimes they say what the pieces are, don't they? It's an Australian bird, of course.
We have a kangaroo. Or is that a wallaby?
Well, I don't know. Probably a kangaroo.
It looks a bit fat and stumpy, though, so it could be a wallaby.
No idea.
We have was it a Cobra hat or something? What are they called? Or
Probably. Alright. Aussie hat.
Aussie hat. We have a Sharon football from AFL. That's a solid one.
Gotta have that. Now that one is going to move.
Yeah, so the kangaroo has a flat base they've stuck on it. The ball does not have that.
No.
And we have a flip-flop, perfect for throwing, and then walking on the beach.
Which we actually don't call flip-flops here, we call them thongs, so I don't know why you went with flip-flop.
Flip-flops.
Yes. Not to be confused with a thong, underwear. Let's not go into that. Okay, so we have the instructions. So it tells us on the front here what is different, and it does have the pieces. So, hang on, so the game board, of course, we now have the Australian highways, the utilities, the tax bases, as we all mentioned.
What are the tokens?
Kookaburra! Hey! A Cobra hat, Sharon football, thong, wallaby.
That was a wallaby.
Ah, there you go. And Sydney Harbour Bridge. So everything else, the object of the game rules
Yeah.
are indeed all the same.
So we may or may not put a scan of the manual up because it's identical apart from what you just saw on the front.
Exactly. So gameplay, you can just sit down, pick it up, and off you go if you already know how to play.
Top Trump's just an ad for all Top Trump sort of products.
And other games.
Oh, what's our exclusive
Ooh.
card? Oh, yes, Gippsland.
Gippsland.
Looks like a Pokemon card, to be honest.
That's kind of. So you can use that in like any Top Trumps game. It's got all the stats on there like all of the other Top Trumps cards have.
Now here is Australia's dollary doos.
Would you want to open that? And I'll just show, has just 2 standard dice there, nothing different about those. Same with our little green plastic houses and our red plastic hotels. So they're just standard in most of these sort of ones. And I'll try and get into the other cards.
And that's the Eureka,
The Southern Cross.
the Southern Cross. God, oh, the Eureka Sky Deck. It's the Eureka Sky Deck, clearly. So it's the Southern Cross stars. It's got a nice sort of design. It looks similar to Australian notes.
Oh, well, very loosely.
So we've got like a kookaburra, some sort of...
That's not a kookaburra.
That's a cockatoo. A cocky. Oh, that's some sort of land bird.
Oh, goodness. That's
Emu.
an emu, yes.
Platypus. Echidna. Koala. And what's going to be the last one? It's got to be a kangaroo.
Kangaroo, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
So a lot of Australian wildlife is represented
I'm glad they
there.
changed the money because some sets we've had, they didn't really change anything.
Yeah, and I think that's a nice change that isn't always, like you said, included. So then we have our deed cards here. Same values as the other ones, very similar there. Just obviously the new locations. Same thing again for all the utilities.
They look, apart from the names, they're almost identical to a standard sort of Monopoly set.
Some of these ones actually have like information on the back about the location, but
This one
obviously
doesn't.
not this set.
Did the Australia Post one have that, maybe?
I can't remember. A few of them do though. Alright, then
Any
we
of these
have...
different, apart from obviously renaming highways and things like that?
So we have our community chest, get out of jail free.
You donate money to help support Australia's native wildlife.
Yep, so they've changed them to make more sense given the version. Local community recycling, reducing, very important. Volunteering. Oh, I thought that said an ant farm for a moment
What does
there.
that one say? Can you read that one out?
You were caught hoarding 240 rolls of toilet paper. Oh my goodness.
Gee, I wonder what that's a reference to.
Okay, so I'll just flick through. Feel free to pause and read
was that one
these
say?
out. But it is good to see that they have changed them.
You show appreciation and say thanks to frontline workers who have been administering COVID tests. This really dates it, won't it, in the future?
It really, really, really will. The thing that disappoints me about these cards is that they haven't changed the images.
No, I think we had the Mario Monopoly, and they changed all the pictures to like sort of classic Mario drawings, which was quite a nice touch.
Yeah. These are very much 2020 related, obviously, and again that's why this edition was released, so that does make sense. Chance.
Pretty similar, yep.
Yep. Same thing.
Fancy Gippsland.
And then we've changed to like native trees.
Oh, Port Augusta, my favourite. I haven't been to
Advanced
Port
one.
Augusta.
Augusta. No. We've got our utilities. Advanced to go is obviously going to stay the same. Sewing blankets and pouches for kangaroo joeys.
General repairs and for
Floods. The other one was bushfires, I think. Might have been different.
Get the whole range here.
So again, you can pause and read through these if you'd like, but they're all very 2020.
I can't remember.
You forgot to wash your hands, apply hand sanitizer.
If by the looks of it, it looks like the amounts are slightly different, like what you receive and what you get.
There were some lower ones in there, wasn't there? But
yeah, so they might be slightly different in terms of values you receive or pay, but apart from
they
that...
stick to the same general format. So I don't think this is a bad addition. It is weird seeing it in board form after doing the puzzle of it and taking so long. Like I said, the only thing I'm kind of annoyed about is that they haven't changed the images. They could have had something more
Just some
Aussie on there.
Some animals or something.
Yeah, especially the ones that were related to things like, you know, the wildlife ones.
You know,
for
helping
example.
make Joey pouches and things like that.
Exactly. But otherwise not a bad one, and at the time that we're filming this, they are still on clearance at Big W in Australia, so if you're looking for it now is probably the time.
Because once they're gone, it's not going to be something going to re-release.
No. If you enjoyed watching this video, give us a thumbs up. Let us know in the comment section down below if you did any of sort of those things on those chance and community chest cards
were you
in
affected by
2020
any
to
of it?
help out, or were you affected? We hope everyone is okay. Hit that subscribe button and check back soon. We have videos every single Tuesday.
Sounds good.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.